Alright, I'm gonna talk about Denzel Curry's Imperial album today. It released last year, but I really like it, and for my first review, I want to talk about it because it was one of the most solid projects of 2016, and it's in my top three along with Still Brazy and Atrocity Exhibition by Danny Brown, which I didn't think I would like either. And the only one I was really looking forward to was Still Brazy by YG, but I like all of them. So anyways, Denzel is really good with hooks, like the chorus part of the song, and I didn't think he'd be that good, and I don't really like hooks that much because most of the music I listen to is Chicago rappers, like Montana 300 and Bibby and all of them. So I really like bars and stuff, but his hooks are really good and they don't interfere with the song, so I really like that a lot. And I like his lyricalism too, he said even Luke Skywalker's dad was on the dark side, so Jesus could be black. And that makes sense because Jesus was probably black, honestly. I don't think he was white. And then some of my favorite songs are This Life, where it's probably gonna be his most famous song on this album, along with UOT, because this song he talks about a girl or something, but it's different than all his other songs. And the production is really good on this album too. It's kind of electronic, so I think it'll appeal to a lot of people. And so he's talking about a girl on This Life, I think. And he's just talking about his life, and it can relate to a lot of people because it doesn't go too deep. But it's his life, this life. And then another favorite song of mine is Zenith. It's with Joey Badass too, and I don't listen to Joey Badass at all, but he made the song a lot better, I believe. And they both talk about how the sky isn't the limit. They can go higher than the sky, and they can do anything, and you could do anything, and to not box yourself in. And I also like Naughty Head, and in it he talks about his flaws, and Rick Ross is in it too, and I don't really like Rick Ross at all, his music at all, but that's probably because I don't listen to enough, but because I only really listen to rap, so. And Rick Ross is a rap, so I don't know why I don't listen to him, I just don't. And then both of them were really good in Naughty Head, and if you only took their verses in Naughty Head, it would seem like a completely different song, but put it together, it still works. And he talks about his flaws and stuff, and he talks about that in Gook too. In Gook he talks about how a Gook is kind of like a nerd in Florida, that's what they call it, and it's kind of cool because he talks about how he grew up in the projects, and people call me a nerd growing up, so calling him a nerd, that's cool. They're nerds all over the world, and that kind of makes me feel better a little. And probably the most famous song, besides This Life, will be UOT, and the hook is really good on this song, probably the best on the album. And he talks about how UOT is a way of life, kind of like a gang, but it's not violent and anyone's invited. So I really like it, and I really like this whole album. Besides the last two songs, I don't really like them that much. Good Something and If Tomorrow Is Not Here, because I usually like when rappers just keep on spinning bars and stuff, but both of them are pretty good too. I just don't like them that much. So if I were to give this a rating, it would be a 4.5 out of 5. And it was really good. If it wasn't for those last two songs, there's only 10 songs, so I mean I like most of them, so a really high 4.5, almost a 5.